Hey, friends and family, people I don't know, kind of just putting myself out there for the world to see. I have been craving one of my favorite cookies that you can only get in New York. It's from Levain Bakery, and I think that's how you say it. I should know. It's, again, one of my favorite places in the world to get cookies. I found an amazing copycat recipe that I'm gonna share with you guys, and let's see what happens. Time for the old crossfade. Whew. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a good crossfade, but it's been a while. You know what I mean? Like a while. The recipe we're going to use for the copycat is one that, because I'm going to be completely candid with you, I went through quite a few copycat recipes to find the copycat recipe. And the one that closest resembled my favorite cookies was the one from this blogger named Melissa Stadler of Modern Honey. And you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to put my girl in that description box so you can follow along with her. With me? With us. So, what you're going to need is a cup, I believe. I'm not going to go through. I'll post the recipe. Why am I out here trying to memorize someone else's recipe, dog? I have it all laid out for you. Some key ingredients that you will need in order to fully recreate it. And I understand we're in a time where you might not have access to some of this, but a huge thing is cake flour. I can go into the science behind why cake flour is different. I can't. She told me to use it, and I trusted her. I would trust her with my life after discovering these cookies, but you need it. So, sorry? They probably don't. My producer is saying you guys probably don't have cake flour readily available. All right, I guess we are covidifying Melissa's recipe, so this should be a unique experience. So if you don't have cake flour, let's just stick to all-purpose. All-purpose all the way. Another thing is basic cookie recipe, right? You got your 2 eggs. Can I finish? Sorry. They might not have 2 eggs. Okay. So I'm being told you might not have 2 eggs to spare to create cookies for fun. I'm sure we all have beans, right? We have some form of bean thing, and we are going to, since we're already kind of messing with the formula, we're just going to replace the eggs with the juice from beans, or from, these are garbanzo beans specifically, but you can use, I'm sure, I've never done it before, black bean, pinto, names 10 other beans that impresses you. And what I love to do is do a combination of chips and chocolate bar chunks. I think it adds nice texture. I'm saying it's going to be optional. Okay. We're going to nix the bars. We're going to nix the bars because they're expensive. They're probably $3-4 each, and you can just use chips. I was kind of giving it as an option of something to kind of spice it up, but I'm going to be mindful of costs. I would say the most important thing, if you're recreating this, sorry, I'm just shifting. This little stool kind of really digs into you. If you're making this recipe, you got to use walnuts. Okay, obviously if you're allergic, I'm not telling you to eat walnuts. Get off my back. Don't follow this recipe though, because the walnuts, that's the integrity of the cookie. That's what's going to give it shape. I did a test without walnuts and they flattened out. And the thing about levain cookies is they're very thick. These are thick boys. They're thick boys. And the walnuts help ensure. Okay. Yeah, Todd? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They might not have walnuts. They might not have walnuts in there. Is that what you're saying? Is that what? Okay. You know? No. I'm done. I'm done. If you're telling me they're not going to have walnuts, then what am I even doing this recipe for? So, Todd, after feeling threatened, he conceded that you do need walnuts in order to follow this recipe. And I get it. Walnuts are very expensive. Walnuts are not easy to come by. It was hard for me to find almonds the other day. I can't even imagine walnuts. I'm assuming, I don't know. Are these rarer than almonds? So I'm going to post a link to a basic chocolate chip recipe that I love, that's tried and true from my girl Sally's Baking Addiction. But those are not levain cookies. That's just something for, you know, a little night in. A little that's just for you. These cookies are purely for trying to harken back to a familiar taste, to a moment you fell in love, to the first time you had a slice of cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory. I mean, this is what this is about. This video. So we're gonna stick with it. Walnuts, very important. We've already changed up the protein source, the egg, the binder. Since I haven't tested this recipe, I'm doing it live. But when I post it, it won't be live anymore. So just be aware of that. To be cautious, and again, to be mindful that ingredients are hard to come by, some of these. I'm going to half the recipe to ensure if this goes awry, because of y'all putting roadblocks left and right up for me, because of Todd, my producers, my crew, who are working so hard. So let's give it up for them. I don't want to waste a bunch of stuff. When I'm done with this video, we'll see if you can covidify levain bakery cookies. All right. I would say our balls of dough look legit, considering all of the experimentation we have done to these. There was supposed to be 6. One of them is inside me. Here's a moment to do a little PSA. You might be thinking, oh, that's okay. You can eat raw cookie dough. You didn't make it with eggs. You used bean juice. But that's not what makes people sick with raw cookie dough. It's actually the flour. The flour is at risk of being compromised before it's cooked, and there could be bacteria growing. That is what will land you in the hospital or dead. So, if you are a cookie dough eater, like myself, we need to get into the habit of heating up our flour before we put it in a recipe. It doesn't do anything to the recipe itself. It doesn't compromise the integrity of the cookies once they're baking again. I will lie to you and tell you I did that. If you were to give me just this form and say, hey, bud, I made you some cookies, not once would I think, they put bean juice in this. You're gonna get this into the oven at 400, depending on your oven, 400 to 420 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm from America, dog. I don't know Celsius. I don't know up from down. I wish I did. I wish I had that knowledge for you. You don't want these to cook too much where they burn at the bottom. No one wants that. So keep an eye on it. It's probably this size. This is about a 1/3 cup of dough. 10 minutes, 12 minutes, check on it. we'll see how this turned out. I'm excited. Well, the experiment failed. The experiment failed, and I can tell you why. Melissa's copycat got the texture right. That's why that cake flour was so important. Different flours offer different proteins, different binding agent. I'm sad. I knew this stuff at one point, but I'm kind of, talking to my butt right now. We omitted the cake flour, which was a key ingredient in keeping that cakey, thick texture. Also, what had happened was, it appears my oven was too hot after I had told you guys to always keep an eye on it. I didn't follow that advice. So these are just a touch, just a little bit burnt, but we're gonna power through. I should wait longer to try it. Ha! This is so hot, but I don't want to. Okay, so imagine Levain's would be thicker, but just as gooey as that. Whoops. Okay, alright. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it out. If I get this on my dress, so help me God. Okay. That's a good cookie. That's a good cookie. Did I successfully covidify a Levain bakery cookie? No. No, I did not. I failed. Did I successfully make a delicious cookie with bean juice and nuts? That I did accomplish. That I can say I successfully did. Let's go give this to the team. They're gonna love it. Should probably transfer onto a little bit of a fancier plate, right? Only the best. Only the best for my peeps. Hey guys, ready for some cookies? Right? Awesome. And I know what you're probably wondering, how does this girl eat all this delicious food and still have time to look like a bona fide snack? Okay. Thank you. And tune in next time, and I'll show you some of the stuff I do to make sure that not only do I keep my mental fitness during all this, but also my physical strength. And it's honestly for no one else but myself, and you would look good probably just for yourself as well if you're locked down alone. What do you guys think? Huh? Todd, I know you did not just take Lammy's cookie. She's been waiting all day. All day. I still see you, Todd. We still see you. That was something, wasn't it? I especially liked how the lighting coming from the windows during the entire kitchen scene made the background completely blown out. That was awesome to realize while editing. Thank you so much for watching. I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video. My bad. But my name is Mad, and this episode has been absolutely madness. So like, comment, subscribe, or don't. That was a soft ask. And I hope to see you guys back. Thanks again.